All right, everybody, please welcome to the stage the creatrix of Voicebox, the hostess with the mostest, the red-headed, irreverent Reverend Maureen Muldoon.
Great lineup tonight. I kind of want to get right into it because I want to give you guys enough time to think of your own stories. We still have 2 slots available for the 5-sentence stories. If you guys are thinking or itching about getting up here on stage, you have an opportunity to do so. So, wonderful tonight. We always put our new storytellers up first, so we have a really wonderful local storyteller who's been telling all about town, and this is his first time with us. And he is sharing a lovely story. So please give it up for Gary Doherty.
Hi.
Hi, Gary.
This is called Normal. It was about the time that Reagan was ready to steer the ship after Carter had beached us on the U.S. Malays. I was beginning at Cosmos of Illinois State University in a town called Normal. I was new at autonomy. I had to do stuff, like laundry, shower, prepare ramen noodles, and smoke one-hitters on bongs without coughing. I had an aura of procrastination in my brain. I called home once a week to let Mom I was learning stuff. It was good to remember I was in Normal, Illinois for a reason. I met Ellen at a party for volunteers. We both answered crisis calls. We were never an item, but we decided to kiss when we saw each other on campus. Just one outstanding tongue tango was the thing. I didn't know what to do with my hands. They hadn't been introduced to her yet. So. Her hand grabbed my flannel shirt, released me, and then she opened up an Ayn Rand book the size of a brick. And she sat next to a plastic philodendron. The next time I saw Ellen was at the IGA grocery store in the canned dog food section. She had wheat germ and Winston Lights in her cart. I had syrupy peaches, grape knee-high, and animal crackers. All the major food groups in my cart. And we kissed. Her kiss was a gift. The kiss lasted through that sax solo in Baker Street song. It woke me up. And then she left me for produce. The last time I saw Ellen, she was in a car outside that crisis place. She was kissing a girl multiple times in a bucket seat in the parking lot. I was confounded, but willing to forgive. I surrendered my anxiety into a pack full gold cigarettes, matches, and a fresh bottle of Strawberry Hill, if that's possible. I was disappointed, but I held a realization that Ellen was just too good for me. I met a girl in one of my Shakespeare classes. I took her to a play on campus, and we ended up in my rented room at 800 Apple Street. We could hear my housemates bellowing snores in the next room as Desperado played on my cassette deck. She would read poems to me by Richard Brautigan, Sylvia Plath, and Chinese poets. I listened, and I determined poetry could be enhanced by marijuana. I wondered if anyone else had discovered that. I'd open the window when she read her own verses to let them wave through the screen. Listening to her poetry was like listening to Ernie and Bert fight over the last piece of bologna. Listening to her poems made me want to sign up for the draft. She was beautiful, and watching her lips enunciate was an exotic tremor that couldn't be bought. I fell in love with her a lot at a time. Then, always those thens, she failed a grammar class and her parents made her quit school. My older sister loved Dan Fogelberg. She rocked in her chair at home and stared at the album cover. It was part of a plan. Fogelberg was going to play at ISU. I bought 2 tickets. I got front row seats. I asked 5 different young women if they'd like to go with me. And all of them said no. I had to wonder, was it me or was it Fogelberg? I walked up to someone I didn't know and I gave her the tickets. I walked away. I would never buy any more Fogelberg tickets. I was in a film class. It was in this class that I determined that some people thought the world of dull foreign films. I was seated on the top tier. If I slumped, I could not be seen. I did slump, and it was an invisible student. I stared at a strawberry blonde on the first tier, and I wished I had a Fogelberg ticket to give her. I stared at her like Charlie Brown stared at the red-haired girl in the comics. Toward the end of the fall semester, I gathered enough nuts to ask her out. She said, okay. We were going to walk to a bar across the street called Josie's and drink beer. She carried a copy of In Cold Blood with her. It should have been a red flag. We walked into a record store called Divino Madness. Procol Harum's Conquistador battled a cracked woofer and a speaker the size of a box of Rice Krispies. And then we left. We walked to the tracks. We reached a slow-moving freight train, rumbled through downtown Normal. The strawberry blonde girl ran close to the moving freight train. She leapt like a blue jean kitten onto the open boxcar. And she dropped Truman Capote. She motioned for me to jump on, but I started to think of myself without legs. I froze. I watched her disappear while the lights of the intersection flickered in angry red, and then God decided it was a good time to storm. There was hail the size of hacky sacks. I picked up Capote and walked backwards toward a coffee shop. I realized I had been stood up. It was anything but normal. Thank you.